We're going to be talking about her journey in martial arts and also things that she enjoys doing. Silvana will be coming in shortly. Let's just see if we can get this camera angle okay. Set that. Good evening,
Hi.
Silvana.
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
No, that's fine.
On what you just announced. Congratulations.
Yes, yes. I understand this is the first time you've ever done an interview.
This is my first time for Instagram Live.
Yes.
So first interview on Instagram Live. Yeah.
Superb. So we're very honoured to be able to have got you on.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and we'll see how it all goes.
So, how long have you been training as a martial artist?
So funny thing is I could honestly say I've been training as a martial artist my entire life.
Okay.
Like quite literally my whole life. So what I mean by that is by the time I was born, my whole family was in the martial arts. So my two older siblings were enrolled. My dad was the one of the head coaches at the facility we were at. And my mom was alongside us watching the entire way through all the milestones, everything else. So honestly, by the time I was born, I was as kicking before I was walking.
Excellent.
So, honestly, they couldn't keep me off the floor. I wanted to be a part of it. My older siblings, I looked up to them like crazy. And yeah. So honestly, my 26 years of life, I could honestly say martial arts has been a part of it the entire time.
Well, this is good because this is a first, because a lot of the martial artists that we speak to say that their parents introduce them into a martial arts at a young age and they go to the classes, but they didn't enjoy it. But they grew to enjoy it, and then they do it for the rest of their lives. So that's quite interesting that you actually started from a young age and enjoyed it and continue to enjoy it.
Well, honestly, as a teenager, we all hit those bumps in the road, but where you're like social life versus training. Yeah. But then you find that balance, right? You find what works for you. I was super committed to training and to competing. And luckily enough, during my teenage years, my friend group was really understanding of that. So those little bumps were really little and insignificant in my martial arts journey, which is like super helpful.
Excellent. And just tell everybody, what martial arts do you do?
So a lot of people don't actually know this about me. When they follow my Instagram page, they see a lot of kicks. So they automatically assume Taekwondo because they have amazing kicks. Although I am inspired by Taekwondo, I am traditionally trained in Kung Fu. So Shaolin Kung Fu, 5 Animals, is what I have a 3rd degree level black sash in. So that's where my martial arts lies, and still today I still train in Kung Fu.
So when it comes to competing, what kind of things did you do for competition?
Sure. So I mainly competed in the sport martial art world. So I was competing in forms, weapons, and sparring, point fighting. So I did like forms or like kata patterns. It was primarily, and still I would say primarily, karate heavy during these sport karate or sport martial arts tournaments. So I kind of had to like hard style a lot of the things that I've done. So during like the sport karate tournaments or sport martial arts tournaments, that's kind of what I competed in. And I have like this fan routine that got really popular because people weren't used to the Kung Fu within that tournament.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of like having my students do the same thing today. So when we go to these tournaments, we show up with these Kung Fu type weapons, and it's really exciting. And yeah, point fighting is kind of where my heart is right now.
So have you trained in karate as well then?
My brother mainly does more karate than I do. I would say I dabbled in karate, but I wouldn't
Okay.
say that I trained karate. No.
So tell me a little bit about your family. If you say that your family all come from a martial arts background, do they all do the same martial arts, or are they all varied?
So I'll start with, we were a very competitive household. So I'm the youngest. I have two older siblings that I have always wanted to be like. They were like my role models. They were really amazing. My sister, she has amazing kicks. My brother was always strong and fast.
Okay.
So I kind of got inspiration from the both of them, as well as my dad as our main role model, training us. We worked really hard together, but yeah, we were really competitive, not with each other, but with ourselves. So we all went to the tournaments. We were all in different age categories, which is good.
Okay.
So we didn't compete directly with each other, but we all do the same martial art. My brother kind of branched off slightly to do more karate, but he
Okay.
still trains kung fu as well. He really enjoys karate. He loves competing at the traditional karate events as well. So he started like going more strict into karate, but he always comes back and does kung fu as well. He runs his own facility. So I'm at our original facility right now, and he runs his own as well. So we have two facilities running right now.
Okay. So what? So your mother and father, do they also? Well, we know that your dad does. Does your mom also train as well?
So my mom has done martial arts on and off. We
Uh-huh.
say that she's an honorary black belt because she's been through everything with us. She was the one that was on the bench, like sitting right
Yeah.
there. If we got accidentally punched in the face, she was like, like she felt it for us, you know, like
Probably felt it more than you.
she's the scariest one in our family, and she's not the black belt.
Excellent.
She's dabbled in it as well. She goes training, but she is in our facility as much as we are. She's just more of like the back end paperwork like type thing, but she's also very healthy, very active. So having two parents that are really fitness oriented has been really beneficial for me.
Absolutely. So, what do you think about Wing Chun?
I don't do Wing Chun.
Yeah, this is one of the questions one somebody's asked here. So, do you know much about Wing Chun?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's fine. The question popped up, so I just thought I'd throw it out there. So,
No worries.
in your style, if I think about it, I'm sure I've seen that style before because we run the page Martial Arts Worldwide. The forms look very, very complicated. How long does it take you to learn one of those forms?
I think I'm really lucky because I pick up patterns really easily.
Okay,
I really like
you are
the
very lucky.
intricacies of Kung Fu. Yeah, I can pick it up quite quickly. Mastering it is a different story,
Yeah,
but picking up the routines themselves, I'm pretty fast at just paying attention, repetition, getting into the brain, and then mastering it. I'll need a little bit of time to do that, but I love the intricacies of our forms. I love how it all flows into one another. I love the dips. I love the jumps. It's really hard on your legs and athleticism that it takes to do those movements is something that is inspiring for me, which is why I really enjoy doing this martial art. Because you go into the low dips, you go into the high jumps. I'm not a jumper. I can't jump kick that high. If you watch like my last YouTube video training with my dad, like if you watch the end, it's me trying to hit something really high and I don't jump.
okay.
But I
Enough.
do love it. I love the patterns. I love how they flow, and I think it's just beautiful.
And where do you develop all that super powerful leg strength from?
Super powerful, thank you.
Wow. I've watched you kind of just standing there and holding your leg in the air for sort of, what seems a lifetime. And when I try anything like that, it lasts for about 30 seconds and that's it.
30 seconds is a long time to hold that though. Good for you.
Yeah, but you're still smiling. My face is kind of like
You get that like glute cramp, hip cramp, and you're just getting over from there, I think.
Yeah.
But I think I developed that strength through just the specialized training that I do. So
Hmm.
that's why I started my Patreon tutorial page. So it's based on flexibility, mobility, and strength. So getting that strength within your legs, you're targeting different areas to strengthen them. So I do a lot of outer hip strengthening movements
Hmm.
and glute strength. So by doing that, doing those strengthening movements, it makes it easier for me to hold that leg up. Yeah, you need the flexibility, but if you don't have the strength with the flexibility, you're not going to be able to hold it there. Being flexible is amazing, but you need to have that strength.
So there's going to be a couple of questions I'm going to ask you from there. One, what kind of things do you do for flexibility? I'm presuming you can do a full split that I've been trying to do for maybe 15 years and never managed it. But some people can and some people can't. And what sort of exercises do you do and do you recommend to increase your flexibility?
So I'm going to start by saying this is because you haven't trained with me yet.
Yeah. Especially so many people. I just think it's the way my hips are and my age. My age doesn't help either.
I've trained a lot of people that have varying bodies, varying body types, various restrictions.
Hmm.
I'm I've been through a lot of students, and I've been able to help a lot of students, and they've started with nothing, right? Like their split is like barely off the ground or barely down. Like it's consistency. You need to
Yeah.
practice consistently. You need to target the different areas of your leg. If you're constantly just trying one stretch, like if you're just going into the split every day, that's good, but you
Hmm.
need to target different areas as well because maybe it's not your groin that's tight, it's your hamstring or your glute
Okay.
or your
Hmm.
quad, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there are different areas that you need to be targeting and being consistent with it. So a lot of
Hmm.
people also just try it 1 or 2 days a week and they think that they'll see the progress. And unfortunately, for some people you can because that's just
Yeah.
how their body is, which is good for you. But
Yeah.
for some people you got to work harder, you got to do more, and you also need to listen to your body.
Yeah.
So for me, one thing specifically is I will target one area of flexibility a day.
Okay.
So I'll go different spots. If I'm feeling like really tight on one area, I'll roll it and I'll stretch a different area. Like I'm not gonna overwork different spot or the same spot because then
Hmm.
you're gonna plateau. That's how you plateau and you don't get any lower. So by practicing those, practicing different types of movements, you want to go from like those standalone static movements to
Hmm.
dynamic movements, the ones that move, right? The leg raises,
Yeah.
the movement type things, right? So you want to go
Hmm.
from one to the other, use both together, and that's when you're going to start seeing the improvements for your
So,
stretches. So it's not just
so
one stretch.
how many different forms of stretching would you say that you use? Because there are probably five or six. So how many different ones do you actually use?
Me personally,
Yeah.
so me personally, I find like I'm kind of naturally flexible.
Hmm.
I would say that if I didn't stretch regularly, I wouldn't be in a full split.
Okay.
So, but I would be fairly close to the ground. So I have like a natural ability to do the splits.
Hmm.
So for me personally, I like to do the dynamic followed by a partner stretch.
Okay. Okay.
For me,
That's interesting.
I love partner stretching. I find that when I stretch with a partner, I could go way beyond what I push myself to do.
Hmm.
And I'm not pushing too far either, right? So partner stretches are a really delicate balance because you need
Yeah.
to trust your partner to listen,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right? Like you could pull something like that.
That's right. That's what I
So
was going to say. Because
yeah,
because you have a stretch reflex, which is personal. So when you're kind of just on that limit that if you were to go any further,